Hello, dear students. We shall take up a topic today related to single-use batteries. Of course, it is a part of our course, electrochemistry, and the unit in this case or the lesson is 12. We have to take up the topic which is single-use cells and batteries. Now, as you find here, we use two terms, cells and batteries. Single use means one time use. It can be used certain period of time and then it gets discharged. It cannot be used further. So limited period of time it serves and then it provides a low voltage. Now, whenever we need a higher voltage, then we need to connect a number of such cells either in series or parallel, which provides which provides a higher voltage, and accordingly we can use in different devices. Now, single-use cells are also known as dry cells or Leclanche cell. It is nothing but a galvanic cell. But before we get into the construction of single-use cells, dry cells, we need to understand what are the points of differences between cells and batteries. I've already made it clear to you. Now here are certain points which you need to go through it and keep it in mind. And then there are certain other points which gives us the characteristics of a cell, low voltage output, supply power for a limited period of time, smaller and have lower capacity, generally used for simple devices where low voltage is required. And batteries are nothing but a collection of number of dry cells or single-use cells, either in parallel or series, higher capacity, and it can be used for devices needing high voltage. So that's there. When you connect the such dry cells in voltage in series or parallel, a higher voltage can be obtained. Now let us get into the construction of the dry cell. And this is also known as primary cell. We can call it as a single-use cell. And most commonly, credit goes to Leclanche, and therefore this is also known as Leclanche cell. Now here, there is a container which is made of zinc. This container itself serves two purposes. It serves as an anode, the negative terminal, and also the container. And if you look here, at the center of the container, at the middle of the container, there is a carbon rod. And this actually is not uh, one form of the carbon we know, which is an good conductor of electricity, and that is graphite. So there is a graphite rod in between, just at the middle of the can. And then we need an electrolyte, just like a galvanic cell. But this is not a liquid electrolyte which is filled here. The electrolyte is a paste containing Mn4 oxide, manganese tetroxide, zinc dichloride, ZnCl2, ammonium chloride, and a little water is mixed to it. So it forms a paste which is filled very well here, as you find here. And then this graphite rod is immersed in the electrolyte paste to complete the cell. पूरी तरह से इसमें जो है इलेक्ट्रोलाइट भर दिया जाता है, डाल दिया जाता है, मिक्स किया जाता है, and then we dress it up, putting a metal top cover at the center. Insulator is also necessary, and then there is a sealing space. We put a seal. Then porous separator is there so that there is a separation between the electrolyte and the zinc. Here, paste is MnO2, that is manganese 4 oxide, oxidation number of 4. The oxidation of manganese here is 4. Ammonium chloride and zinc chloride, and the bottom cover serves as a negative electrode. So that's the construction very well given here, and then we need to learn the reactions taking place. Is of course like other cells, there is a spontaneous reaction. It produces zinc ion in the aqueous state, and then zinc manganese dioxide MnO2 in presence of ammonium chloride and the solid zinc react together to form Mn2O3 manganese dioxide, gives out ammonia, and also water is formed. क्लोराइड आयंस ऑल्सो रिलीव्ड. अब आपको ये ध्यान देखना पड़ेगा कि एमोनिया तो है, एमोनिया इज नॉर्मली अ गैस, बट देयर इज नो gaseous ammonia produced because the moisture is there and aqueous ammonia is formed. So what happens that this aqueous ammonia in aqueous medium form a complex with positive zinc, which is known as ZnNH34 2 positive tetraammonium zinc 2 ion. That's there. So this continues, the reaction occurs this way continuously for some time, and as the reaction uh, goes on, after some time it becomes fades and the voltage drops down. Therefore, this cell becomes useless and we have to throw it out. It cannot be recharged. That's why this is known as a single uh, use cell, which can be used as a battery also. Next time, we shall take up another topic, very important topic, and the topic is related to what is known as button cells. बटन सेल्स भी हम लोग यूज करते हैं वॉचेस में और इस तरह के स्मॉलर डिवाइसेस में. We shall take up more details about button cells in our next video. Thank you very much.